Good morning. It is 6:35 a.m. Pacific time. It is November 5th, 2019. Welcome to my trading journal. As you can see here, I already have a position in the 10-year. I bought it after I saw some absorption at these two levels, and I was trying to get my first target filled up here, about 800 in the queue, and it looks like we're pushing back. Unfortunately, just kind of let that play out. I got into this trade about almost 20 minutes ago now. Didn't really go anywhere for the first 15 minutes, and then once we had cash open, it sort of popped up, and then we're kind of seeing what's happening now. So we'll kind of let this play out, and I'll sort of talk over the top of it. You'll see why my second target's up here in a second. But so this is the Jigsaw daytradr platform. This is just trading on order flow. These are price ladders, what you're seeing here from left to right. This is the Ultra bond over here, symbol UB. This is the ZB, which is the 30-year bond. This is the 5-year here in the middle. It's the 10-year over here. And then looks like this thing's starting to trade back into me. Bummer, man. I was only 500 in the queue up there. Anyway, all the way over here on the right is the E-mini S&P. And in a, yeah, look at this, man. Too bad. Might have to just take a tick out of this. Hate doing it. Anyway, so I pulled a tick out of that trade. Sucks. But in a healthy, normal market, healthy, I say that in air quotes, but when the equities are going down, when the E-mini's going down, these products are all going up, and vice versa. Let's just real quick look and see what happened in the overnight. It's kind of a trend day. Trend in the overnight. You can see opened up here, popped down, kind of went up, exceeded and made a new low, came up to what would be resistance here, sold back down. Same thing here, went to resistance, sold back down. That's why I have my target right around here at 09, because I figured if we pop back up, continue the trend, then that would be the logical target. Which will probably happen now that I pulled one tick out. Probably end up getting back up there. Anyway, if you want more information about this platform, I suggest you look at their YouTube videos. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I don't really teach you how to use the platform. I just sort of show my trades and then go from there. So that's trade number one. What else is going on? Let's look at the calendar real quick. We had international trade came out about an hour ago, just a little bit over an hour ago. We have ISM non-manufacturing at 7 a.m., which is in about 21 minutes. And also JOLTS. I don't know if that's a mover or not. And then we have a 52-week auction at 8:30 a.m. and then a 3-year note auction at 11 a.m. But I'll be long gone by then. So long story short, we're just keeping an eye out for the ISM announcement in about 20 minutes. Again, not sure if that's much of a mover, but I guess we'll find out. I'm a little rusty, to be honest. I don't remember what else I normally cover in the morning. Been sort of hit and miss. I got up yesterday, watched the screens for about 20-30 minutes, and realized that the negative correlation between these two was not happening at all. and so I just gave up. Try not to force anything. I don't want it that bad, so it's easy for me to just to move on to other things. So, you know what I haven't done is mark my overnight high and low. I will go ahead and do that. Just right around here. Might be 8. Double check. But anyway, just go ahead and pause the old recorder. So we have dropped in back in here. We traded 5. Traded 05. And buyers kind of step back up. Looks like I'm not going to catch this one. Don't really have an option to pay up since we're 2 ticks above my desired entry. So, yeah. Just cancel this out and regroup. So at 7 a.m. we just had that ISM number come out, and I guess it's more of a mover than I thought because we just dropped in about a dozen ticks. There was not much of a, well, it's kind of a delayed reaction, I guess, in the ES. Selling this sucker right down. I feel like I should have jumped in at some point. Definitely overextended move. A lot of really thin prints going through here. At some point, this is going to have to see if we can catch a fade here. Get a couple ticks out of this thing. Full disclosure, still trading on a sim. And that's really just a mental thing with me, I guess, and just kind of a laziness of not clicking the buttons to get set up to go live. I want to get back into my routine, to be honest, just so that it's just more of a mental comfort level, I guess. This being a fade, I'm just going to put that to break even pretty quickly. Man, this thing didn't quite get as high as I thought it would. Thought with this extended move down, we'd get at least, 4 or 5 ticks higher. I guess technically it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A few more than that. In general, these products here are mean regression, meaning they oscillate around a center point. So most of the time, this is just anecdotal experience, but most of the time, they like to find the point of control, especially later in the day. In this case, point of control is all the way up there. Should really get filled on that one. There we go. That's one off. Just only trading a 2 lot today. Put that one to break even. So it's 4 ticks on the first contract. Let's see if we can get some follow through. Get the ES to drop down into the lows. Just curious what that actual ISM number was. Looks like they were expecting 53.5 and they got 54.7. So it's pretty bullish. Bearish for us. Still trading above the yellow line pretty much on all these products across the board. So I'm going to let this continue to ride. Just clean it all up so I can see what's going on here. So this is where we covered that first contract, half the lot, at 30 half. I mean, again, this is a pretty thin profile on this move down, so you'd expect resistance to be up here at 4 half. If we do get up there, that's probably where I'll end up covering this thing. In fact, I'll just hang a contract out there. If we get hit on that, I'll be happy. Otherwise, I'm just going to trail this up with my stop. Move that up, leave that right there at 30 half. If it comes all the way back into me, then that's a good spot to cover. Just trying to measure this move out, and obviously you want to give it a little bit of room to breathe, but at the same time, make sure you take your profits as they come. And this is the most difficult part, but what I like to do, I guess, is just to watch and see how all these products are in comparison to this move, this push higher. And they're all kind of within 1 or 2 ticks of the move. 5 years right at it. 10 years still pushing. Just want to take advantage of this momentum. Give us about 4 or 5 ticks to breathe. No real remarkable size on the offer that I can see. This is kind of 25, 24. We'll see what happens if we do trade that, if it starts pulling off. Just go ahead and center this because we're starting to run up off the screen. I like to keep the center line right where my entry is. But again, you have to have a functional platform, so I need to be able to see what is happening. If you can kind of catch everybody at the same level of the move up, like 1 tick off basically the high of that move. And that's a good spot. It's a good time to recenter everything. Not necessarily expecting this thing to blow up all the way, to get all the way up into resistance in one move like it dropped in. But at the same time, again, you want to lock in profits. because this could trade all the way back into here before it eventually does regress all the way back to the mean. Looks like we're starting to get some size come in on the offer. Good. Looks like maybe it's a bit of spoofing. But we have stalled out right here, which I don't appreciate. And it makes me consider just covering. Starting to get this volume node to develop here. And that usually is indicative of a roadblock. So you might have sellers here starting to absorb some buying at this level to push this back down. Kind of give it a little bit more time. Move or stop up. See if buyers can just plow through. Soaking up all that buying there too. Yeah, it might be time to cover this thing. The bonds are still above the line, but you got the 5-year down below. Come on, let's see if we can get a push. Here we go, pretty good size on the bid. Some market orders coming through. Oh, it's time to cover this thing. Damn, man. Okay, that's a wrap on that one. We'll go ahead and pause the video. We'll see what happens if we continue higher or drop back in. So we're back. It's 8:12 a.m. Pacific time. This did, in fact, sell down all the way down to 28 even. And I tried to catch it actually when it was down here, and it was pretty quick. Kind of shot back up. I wouldn't be surprised if this sort of just trades in a little range right here for the rest of today. But I'm throwing in the towel. I got other stuff to do. So that's all for today. I'm going to try to trade consistently this week, although I am going on vacation Friday and Monday. So we'll see what happens next week. Yeah. That's all for me.